Hello, I'm Kieran, and this is the reading of Chapter 5 of A Silent Kind of Strength, A Kitten Crusade, on AO3. Chapter 5. The sunrise painted across his face the next morning outshone the one in the actual sky. The bruises were ugly and black across his nose and under his eyes, and faded to bright, irritated reds and pinks. He knew the next couple of days would see them even more colorful as they healed. Fun. At least he could still open his eyes enough to see. He got dressed in the mirror so he could check the swelling on his ribs and the bandages on his arm and back. With a groan, he realized that the cut on his back had bled through, and he'd need to change it before going to school. It was just as painful as the second time around. Twisting to reach sent painful twinges across his side and ribs, and the dirty bandage dug peeled off some of the scabs, making the cut bleed sluggishly again. After that wonderful experience, he threw on what was left of his uniform, sparing a second to request a new one from his mother through text. The walk to school was blessedly quiet. No kids he saw seemed to notice the limping green-haired peer in their midst. He managed to make it to the classroom and to his desk with little fanfare. From there, it was just a matter of ignoring the etched insults on the wooden surface in front of him. Kachan was absent again. His mom probably tied him down to bed so he could rest. Izuku wouldn't put it past his auntie. His classmates were back to the more offhand tournament, tripping and snide insults in the halls. They didn't manage to find him during lunch, so at least he got to eat his sandwich in peace. After the last bell, he was out the door as soon as possible, wobbling along quickly as he could without hurting himself too much. He had texted Kuma-chan that he would be a few minutes late to class due to an appointment. That didn't mean he wanted to miss anything Miro Kume wanted to teach him today. It was bad enough that he missed yesterday. He wished he could run to the mechanic's shop, but he knew running would only make things worse for him when he finally made it to class. The door to the shop came into view, and he sighed with relief, checking his phone for the time. He had 15 minutes before he needed to leave. Hopefully, Hatsume-san had things ready like she said. He pushed open the door. The lobby was once again empty, so he limped over to the desk to hit the button. At least this time he was prepared for the foghorn. Again, he watched as the red-haired woman skipped from behind shelving units. As they locked eyes, though, her beaming smile froze, as did the rest of her. Izuku frowned and cocked his head inside with question. Did he do something wrong? The door to the front of the shop opened behind him, and he had to suppress a violent reaction that was suddenly accosted by an unknown assailant. "Hi, are you the kid with the cool fossils in your ears?" An excited voice squealed by his head. The owner nearly climbed up on his back to see over his shoulders. He couldn't quite stop the full-bodied flinch at her touch and loud voice so close to him. He quickly spun around and backed up and hit the desk. Too close. She was too close. She was still focused on his ears, not noticing the panicked body language and spouting off words a mile a minute. Izuku wondered if this is what it's like on the other side of his mutter storms. He flinched as a glass door to the storage area slammed open and Hatsume-san stormed into the library. "Hatsume-mei, 2 steps back. We've talked about getting too excited with people who do not like being touched." Green eyes flicked between the two nervously. The girl around his age, pink hair, golden eyes, and strange irises. Her quirk? Backed off sheepishly, tugging on one of her dreadlocks. "Sorry, Mama," she said with a smile at Hatsume-san. "Don't apologize to me, kiddo. Apologize to Midoriya-kun here. It was his bubble you invaded without warning." The next thing he knew, they were both turned to him again, and he forced himself to let go of where he's gripping the edge of the desk he was almost sitting on it, and offer them a shaky smile. Hi." Golden eyes widened as May actually looked at him for the first time. "Okay, who the fuck do I need to fight?" "What?" The greenette stuttered as the shop owner chastised her daughter for her language. "Your face. Whoever did that to your face needs to pay. I've got some babies I can stick on them. We inventors need to stick together, you know." Izuku waved his hands in front of his face in some sort of denial. No, it's not like that. I had to go to self-defense classes, and it was a sparring accident." The mother and daughter duo exchanged a loaded look. Wow, he can really see the relation now. An accident, Hatsume-san reiterated. The freckled boy nodded his head frantically. Yes, no need for babies? He insisted, just noticing the other teen's strange choice of wording. That's what she calls her inventions, the shop owner explained. After a moment of more studying his face, she sighed and obviously decided to drop the topic of his injuries. Let me get your order. May, rein it in, kiddo. As she walked back to the warehouse, the teen eyed each other for a second. May was obviously trying not to jump him again, vibrating a bit where she stood. After a moment, she swung her backpack over her shoulder and started digging through it. I was so excited when Mom told me that you were working on. I went through all the Hero Gear catalogs and research papers and things. And I copied and printed off a bunch of schematics and blueprints and papers for babies having to do with sounds and the like. There are so many interesting things. Now, I have a whole bunch of ideas for sound babies I want to make too. Maybe a sound bomb. She finally pulled out the folder overflowing with papers and thrust it at him. Here. Now, give me your phone. Izuku's head was spinning as he waded through her words. He hesitantly took the folder. My phone? Yep. Gimme. She made grabby hands toward him and pulled his phone out, praying that he wasn't about to lose another one. She snatched it from him and decided that he didn't want to watch the small items fade, so he flipped open the folder. Green eyes went wide as he started flipping through detailed schematics of items whose designs weren't public knowledge. Was this legal for him to have? Would he give his chance up if it weren't? The strange pink-haired girl seemed to sense his thoughts and spoke up. It's not illegal as long as you don't show anyone and don't steal straight from their designs. With that, she held up a peace sign and took a selfie with his phone, tapping buttons furiously in another second before handing the small device back. Her own phone dinged in her pocket. Fair warning, my best baby brainstorming time is 2 to 4 in the morning, so silence your phone if you want to sleep. Though, I hope you'll be in my soundboard when you can. Before he could reply, Hatsume-san was back and handing him a box full of parts. He hurriedly dug the cash out of his pockets. As he hands it over, his phone's alarm goes off and he nearly jumps out of his skin. Oh, I have to go to class. You can keep the change. He clasps the parts to his chest and hurries away as fast as he can without limping, getting away before the strange woman can do anything else weird. He managed to make it in class in the nick of time. The Mirokuma was only giving him a little flick for his bruised face. He had to be careful about how he moved his ribs and the cut across his back, but the freckled teen thinks he managed to hide his pain well enough. What they didn't know wouldn't hurt him after all. Though when he got home, he saw that blood had stains sleeping through his bandage again. Good thing he wore a black shirt this time. After a shower and another struggle-filled doctoring session, he settled down to dig through the parts he ordered. Holy shit, he muttered to himself as his freckled hands pulled out way more tiny pieces than he had asked for. His phone flashed on his desk, signaling a text, and he snags it without thinking so he wouldn't worry his mom by replying late. Except it wasn't his mom. The screen showed a text under number saved as Meteor. There's a pic showing a pink-haired girl throwing a peace sign. What the fuck? He got a text from a girl. So what are your plans for the upgrades? Have you looked over the schematics yet? Have you thought about making them explosive as a last resort type of thing? After a moment to get over his shock, he glanced at the box on his desk and typed in his reply. I just got home, so I haven't looked through the papers yet, but I think Hatsume-san got my order a bit mixed up. I'll bring the extra parts after school. It only took another second before his phone was lighting up again with another string of messages. Oh, don't worry about it. I put those parts in there. I thought they would be useful. Mom knows and is cool with it. I'm allowed to access to anything in the shop that's under 10,000 yen. Did you see the tiny processor board? Such a cute little baby. I bet it'll fit in your hearing aid nicely, and you should be programmable enough for whatever upgrades you wanted. If I knew your plans, I'd probably have more time and been able to find more pieces. I've never really done anything with sound before. I'm gonna make so many cool babies with the ideas I got looking through Mom's stuff. Wow, she types fast. Izuku spent the next hour trying to text in edgewise, but Izai Katsumi knew he would try and insisted on returning things or paying if she let him talk. She is very good at distractions. Eventually, the greenette gave in to her energetic planning and texted her a picture of a pizza blueprint he didn't understand the purpose for. That launched a tirade of useless fluff and mechanics for the next few hours, or a whirl, over explaining bits and pieces that he didn't understand, and soaking in as much knowledge as possible. May was really nice. It was about 2 in the morning when he was about to beg off to bed that a text from a different number came in. He opened it and got another surprise. It was a cat meme from Shinso. There goes any thoughts of sleep. He blushed furiously and he searched for the perfect cat gift to send back. Was this what it's like to have friends? After all is said and done, thank you for listening.